Arguably, the best thing about 5e is that we can take the core rule set and with some tweaks here and some additions there, we can make it work in lots of different genres. We don't always want to play in a Lord of the Rings style high fantasy setting. Sometimes we just want to branch out. Could I, today, tempt you into a universe inspired by Italian spaghetti westerns, where instead of guns you use swords? Think about movies by filmmakers like the legendary Sergio Leone, who made A Fistful of Dollars, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Once Upon a Time in the West, among many, many others. Think about a setting inspired by The Princess Bride, or stories inspired by Italian literature and pop culture. Everything from Dante's Inferno to 19th century Italian speculative fiction to modern day video game heroes like Ezio from Assassin's Creed. If that sounds like fun to you, allow me to introduce you to the world of Brancalonia by Acaron Games. And this is not their first rodeo. The first Brancalonia book came out in 2021 and just took the tabletop industry by storm, racking up ENnie Awards for Best Setting, Best Writing, Product of the Year, and Best Electronic Book. Since then, they've released the Macaronicon, their first expansion, a full 10-part war-themed campaign called The Empire Whacks Back, and a series of adventures they call the Jinx's Almanack. Their latest Kickstarter features 3 new books to expand the Brancalonia world: the Spaghetti Fantasy Bestiary, the Bounty Kingdom Gazetteer, and Furious Lands and Other Dirty Jobs, which is a campaign plus some short adventures. So in today's paid Kickstarter preview, I'm going to give you an overview of the Brancalonia setting and what kinds of adventures it supports, and give you the lowdown on the 3 books included in the new Kickstarter. And we'll touch on those original books as they'll be available as well. There is a free mini available as an early bird special, so if you want to secure that, use our links in the info icon up there in the corner or in the doohickey down below. There's also a free quick start guide available on the Kickstarter page if you want to get a feel for the setting and the writing and the layout for yourself. And feel free to use the segmented timeline right down there below me to jump around this video to find just the information you need. Brancalonia is a unique setting that does more than just put a thin veneer of a theme on 5e like some other books do. Your Brancalonia adventures are gonna feel unique. This spaghetti fantasy setting is low magic. The main setting book gives you new subclasses, races, and more that are appropriate to this kind of low fantasy setting. You also get an alternative progression system past level 6, inspired by the popular Epic 6 house rule, because this is not a setting where you are playing demigods. The tone is lighthearted, and you're generally not playing even heroes or anti-heroes. You are knaves, thrown into adventures that are probably over your head. You are bandits, cheerful scoundrels, more Han Solo than Luke Skywalker. And the adventures work on 2 levels. On the surface, the adventures are wacky, tragicomic, swashbuckling good fun. But they're also all based on a foundation well steeped in Italian literature history and folklore. The opening of the original books gives you an impressive list of inspirations that you can take a look at. So that's just a taste of what to expect. So now let's take a look at the new books that are on offer during the current Kickstarter. The Spaghetti Fantasy Bestiary is bringing you 100 new monsters from Italian folklore and mythology. They'll be divided up by environments, type, and regions to help you easily find what you need. And this isn't going to be like most other bestiaries out there. For such a lore-rich setting, we want to have lots of contextual information to help our storytelling. And the Spaghetti Fantasy Bestiary gives us 4 to 6 pages of lore for each main monster, with maps, layer, and minion information, plus story hooks and other narrative elements divided up into different story tones. So you can easily find something that you can use whether your spaghetti western adventure has a more action, mystery, or horror vibe. Because we are conservationists around here too, you even get information on cooking up the monsters that you defeat and what kind of side effects you might have after eating the meat. They even have an apron available. And of course, all the creatures in here can be used with any Brancalonia adventure or in your own stories and settings. Next up, we have the Bounty Kingdom Gazetteer with 20 new cities, villas, and fortresses that are based on real locations in Italy. And just like the Bestiary, each location gets loads of contextual information, including maps, art, diagrams, points of interest, adventure hooks, and story rumors, again divided up by tone. The book will also include 10 new backgrounds for your PCs, 3 new playable races, plus monsters and NPCs that you'll find in the cities and structures in the kingdom. And once again, it is all fully compatible with all the other Brancalonia books. finally, we have Furious Lands and Other Dirty Jobs, which is described as a color hardcover collector edition that has a full campaign inspired by Orlando Furioso, The Frenzy of Orlando, the famous Italian epic poem by Ludovico Ariosto. And forgive my pronunciation. It was first published in 1516. It's a poem about love and war and the romantic ideal of chivalry that mixes realism and fantasy, humor and tragedy. There's even a trip to the moon. The book also contains a dozen short adventures that have been beloved by Brancalonia fans and collected together here for the first time. Now, very quickly, if you're new to the Brancalonia universe here, you're definitely going to want to pick up the main setting book, which you can see right here. It features your main campaign setting, your basic playable races, your subclasses, backgrounds, equipment, and magic items to help you maintain a consistent feel within the setting. It also has all sorts of story hooks, plus a collection of 6 adventures that'll introduce you and your group to the different parts of the kingdom. It has new subsystems for the settings, things like dive games, brawls, shoddy equipment, misdeeds, notoriety, bounties, den management, revels, and prophecies. And you get 24 new monsters and baddies. If you're a little intimidated about running an adventure in what may be a genre that's rather new to you, there is a lot of guidance in here on running thematic sessions and getting the most out of your Brancalonia setting. It also features an adventure called Little People of Grand Mount, intended to bring youngsters into the game, plus of course those other adult-oriented adventures. The Macaronicon, right over here, collects all the stretch goals from the first campaign into one volume. It features new player options like the 10 new subclasses, 3 new races, 2 new subraces for the popular marionette race, and lots of new background options. There's also new equipment, new spells, invocations, new monsters and creatures, plus loads of new setting information broken down into discrete essays on different topics and locations and events. There's also more thematic monster recipes, including ghoul stew with artichokes and tatos. There's also 7 new jobs or adventures for your knaves to enjoy during their campaign. And the Empire Wax Back is a campaign over here with 10 interconnected adventures, the first full campaign in the setting. There's also new lore about the Empire, 3 new playable races, new backgrounds, equipment, and more player options. There's 4 new cities to explore, 20 new creatures to encounter, and much more. And let me just give you the intro to the adventure so you can see what to expect. It is a dark time for the free towns in the north. In spite of all peace efforts and dynastic agreements, the imperial armies have descended into the so-called Kingdom of the Bounty to make clear who is in charge through sheer might of arms. They have ousted the rebel forces from their hidden bases and pursued them across the pagan plain. Tarantasia and the other towns longing for freedom are now in cahoots with each other and are ready to deal with the Emperor or to fight for their freedom. You can use this adventure independent of all the other books if you want to. You can get all the basic setting information from that free quick start guide. Though of course the other books will certainly help you flesh out your setting if your players want to venture off the beaten path. And finally, over here, we have Jinx's Almanack, which is a collection of digital material that they published between 2020 and 2022. It contains descriptions, story hooks, characters, special equipment, monsters, and full adventures. Some of the material is a remix of things from other game manuals, but much of it is original to this book. If you're looking for new stories to tell and new details to enhance your Brancalonia games, this book is going to help you do that. It may not be the most essential book in the collection, but it is wacky and weird and fun in the best way possible. And before we get to the main pledge tiers, let me tell you about some of the add-ons, which are included in some of the tiers as well. Most importantly, we have 3 map packs. Map Pack 3 is the new one with this set, and it includes maps from the Gazetteer book and anything unlocked via stretch goals. Map Pack 1 has your map of the kingdom plus 4 city maps, and the second map pack features maps from the Empire Wax Back. You can add each of those for €10 or about $10. There's also a cute Brancalonia dice set and bag, plus a, quote, loaded die for €5. It's not actually loaded, I did check with them, but it does have 2 sides that have a 20 on them. I'll keep that between you and me. You can also get the official t-shirt for €15 or about $16. So let's talk about those main pledge tiers. And keep in mind that you can also add on whichever books and other products that you like to build your own bundle based on what you need. Do keep in mind though that there are digital and physical stretch goals that I'm gonna leave you to discover on the main campaign page. Depending on how well the project does, you'll get access to more and more content. So if you're a fan, help spread the word so you can get more free stuffs. And keep in mind that what I'm telling you is from before the launch of the campaign, so it's possible that some things have changed, so be sure you check out the Kickstarter page for yourself. You can get PDFs of all 3 new books, plus the digital map pack and all the digital stretch goals for €39 or about 42 bucks. You can get the hardcover and PDF version of the Bestiary and the Gazetteer, plus the digital map pack number 3 and the digital stretch goals for €78 or about $84. If you're new to this setting, you might be interested in the entry-level pledge, which includes the original setting book and the new Bestiary, both in hardcover and digital, plus that digital map pack number 3 and the digital stretch goals for the same €78 or 84 bucks. Another option for folks new to the setting is this tier, which gets you PDF versions of all 7 books and all 3 map packs, plus the digital stretch goals for €99 or about 106 bucks. If you want all the new stuff, you can get the hardcover and digital versions of all 3 new books and the physical and digital new map pack, plus that apron and the dice set for €149 or 160 bucks. And this tier qualifies you for the digital and physical stretch goals. And if you're new and just want all the books, you might want to consider this tier here, which includes the hardcover and digital versions of the 7 books, the digital and physical versions of all 3 map packs, plus the dice set, the apron, and the DM screen for €299 or about $321, plus all the digital and physical stretch goals. Now, if you want to make your own bundle, you can add on each book onto the various tiers. The original setting book, the Macaronicon, and Jinx's Almanack, plus each of the 3 new books, the Bestiary, Furious Lands, and Other Dirty Jobs, and the Gazetteer are €39 or about $42 each. And the Empire Wax Back, which is a little bit longer, is €45 or $48. Also, the older books are available now in retail, but the prices in this Kickstarter should be cheaper than at most retail outlets, but do feel free to shop around. You can also add the DM screen for €15, the ledger for €10, the t-shirt for €15, and that early bird mini, if you missed it, for €10. And shipping is going to be calculated later, so be sure you check out their shipping estimates when you're making your purchasing decisions. These books look fantastic. If the setting and the vibe intrigue you, these books are going to be great for your table. Do check out that free Quick Start guide, though, to check out the writing and the design for yourself to ensure that this is a good fit for your table. And remember, as always, that Kickstarter is not a store. You won't get your books immediately. The estimated shipping date for the hardcover books, the new ones at least, is October 2024, so about a year from the end of the Kickstarter, and the PDF should be sent out before that. Acheron Games has a proven track record of successful Kickstarter fulfillment, and I don't present Kickstarters to you that I wouldn't back myself, but do read through the entire campaign to make sure it's something that you are comfortable with before you back. And if you have any questions, please do let me know. I haven't been able to review the new books yet, but I do have the original 4, and I am happy to answer questions about them. And if you're not familiar with me, my name is Theo, and I'm the co-proprietor of The Gallant Goblin over on YouTube, where we review and discuss adventures and source books and minis and terrain and a lot more. You can also find me on social media at these sites over here and over on TikTok as well. So today, again, thank you for watching, and until next time, stay safe, have fun, love each other, and I will see you next time at The Gallant Goblin.